The Fieldhouse at the University of Iowa is a building that has been decreasing in popularity as a recreation center on campus since the new Campus Recreation and Wellness Center, CRWC for short, was built in 2010. Although the Fieldhouse is now sometimes forgotten about by many, it is still a historical gem on campus that should be preserved and its history well known. The Fieldhouse began as a single open gym in 1922 that was home to the university's ROTC program and had dirt floors ideal for drill practice and physical training. Eventually, the university wanted to expand the facility to a full recreation center, so an addition was completed in just 1 year and opened in 1927. Within the addition, a swimming pool was added, which was one of the largest in the nation for a few years, multiple gyms, and practice facilities for all university athletics. Once it was complete, the Fieldhouse was called one of the best field houses in the nation because of its massive main gym and endless amenities. The Fieldhouse was styled with architectural cues from the existing Hillcrest and Quadrangle residence halls with collegiate Gothic styling. Though the Fieldhouse's main purpose was to host athletic events, it was also intended to be a space for student social activities or any other event that needed large indoor space. Throughout its history, the Fieldhouse has been home to numerous non-athletic and student life events. One of these non-athletic uses was an occupation of the Fieldhouse during World War II by the Navy Pre-Flight Training Program to train cadets in basic skills before being deployed into the war. The Fieldhouse during this time was no longer a recreation facility on campus and was fully dedicated to and run by the U.S. military until the end of World War II. Another non-athletic use of the Fieldhouse during the 1950s was to house boys from all corners of the state of Iowa for the Boys State High School Basketball Tournament. This included providing bunks, showers, and food for over 300 boys for a few days every year. Though within the Fieldhouse's athletic history, one sport you cannot go without mentioning is Hawkeye basketball. Basketball was one of the most famous and talked about sports that was played at the Fieldhouse during the time before Carver Hawkeye Arena, and many students would describe the atmosphere inside the Fieldhouse as electric and describe the whole building and bleachers would be shaking during high points of every game. Many believe with this spirit there is such a thing as home court advantage because of the atmosphere of the room and the bleachers being in such close proximity to the court. Though now with basketball being hosted exclusively at Carver Hawkeye Arena, former students claim that it is hard to recreate the Fieldhouse atmosphere at the new home of Hawkeye basketball. Besides basketball, another historical and athletic event that changed the international swimming community was the invention of the butterfly stroke by Coach David Armbruster in 1933 in the Fieldhouse pool. Originally, Coach Armbruster was looking for a way to simplify and make the already existing breaststroke more efficient, but with the help of his swimmers for a few years, he ended up with an entirely new stroke that was internationally recognized in 1952. Besides being a place for athletic teams to practice and compete, the Fieldhouse was a gathering place of student activity, whether it be positive or negative, especially during the years of the Vietnam War. During the height of the war and student-led protests starting in the late 60s until the mid-70s, the Fieldhouse was again occupied by the university's ROTC program to train cadets for possible entry into the war. Students protested this action, threatening Fieldhouse security, and the Fieldhouse ended up needing to be protected by university staff and faculty, often just carrying baseball bats. In addition to protests, many other political events have taken place at the Fieldhouse throughout its life. It has been the home to speak for many elected officials for all types of government positions, including President of the United States. Recently, Bernie Sanders, as well as now President-elect Donald Trump, have made a stop at the university's Fieldhouse on the campaign trail for 2016. With so many important and historical events that have happened inside the walls of the Fieldhouse, you would think that the university would want to keep the building around for the longest it possibly could, though realistically, the current future of the Fieldhouse is unknown. With the addition of the new CRWC and the expansion of the University of Iowa hospitals and clinics, it seems that the Fieldhouse's days are numbered. With low attendance by students and faculty, high maintenance and high heating costs, the Fieldhouse can clearly be seen as an energy hog and an unneeded facility. Commonly in meetings, the pool that was once state-of-the-art and the largest in the nation is a key discussion topic. This is because it is always in need of repair, and put simply, it is old and tired. Realistically, there is no more need for a large indoor space on campus for athletics and student social events because of changes in how we as students want to interact with each other. Now, we as students like to have more individualized spaces for certain activities and not have one large facility for everything, which is what the Fieldhouse was intended for. With declining numbers, the university has a tough decision to make: to keep the Fieldhouse around because of its historical significance, or to get rid of it because it is no longer practical to have around. Only time will tell the future of this historic building, but until we know, as many students as possible should know about its rich, deep history here at the University of Iowa.